Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. So I'm not a storytime channel, everyone knows that. My name is Danimara Makeup, and I probably won't be telling more stories on this channel. I mean, unless people like it for some reason, but I don't really have that many stories. It's just, this just happened to me like a few days ago, and it really freaked me out, and it freaked my mom out too, and everyone I've told. It's honestly probably a really mild story for YouTube because there's so much like crazy shit out there. And this is like not that crazy, but to me it's kind of crazy because stuff doesn't happen to me. But yeah, I'm not turning my channel into like a story time or like trippy content type sort of thing. It's still gonna be basically makeup and sometimes vlogs, but I just really wanted to share this story and also like see if other people have had similar stories. I've been just watching a lot of videos and reading a lot about all this kind of like spiritual stuff lately. I figured I'd make a video on it. I'm honestly a little bit scared to make a video about this. I don't know, I'm like alone right now and like, okay, literally I don't want it. I feel like it's gonna creep me out. Whatever. My cat's here. She's like, no, I don't want to be in it. You're gonna save me? Are you gonna save me? I would kiss you if I wasn't wearing lip gloss. Michi, go over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm sorry if you think this is really weird or off topic for my channel, or maybe it's not even a big enough deal to be a story time. It's probably not. Just to me it was crazy. I gotta stop talking it up. Okay, that was my cat, right? Yes. Just gonna attribute that to my cat. You should get animals just so that when you hear weird sounds, you associate it to the animal instead of getting freaked out. Life hack! Okay, let's get to the story. I feel so weird. I'm not a story time YouTuber. I don't talk to the camera like this. Anyway, I follow this YouTuber, Hailey Reese. Most of her content is paranormal based. She has a lot of like spiritual, angel, fairies, demons type videos, and they're really interesting. I just subscribed to her because they were entertaining stories, but I never really like necessarily believe certain things. Like, I believe that she believes the stories that she's telling, but I don't know what's real and what's not real. I'm not normally like spiritual type of person. I mean, I'd like to think that I am, but I don't actually believe. I don't know. I don't know what I am, but I never really thought about it much before. So she did a video actually a while ago. It's not one of her recent videos, but I watched it recently, and it was about spirit guides. I think it's called How I Met My Spirit Guides and You Can Too. Something like that. I didn't even know what a spirit guide was. Like, I would have just assumed it's like a psychic or like a some kind of person that's like a guide, like I don't know, like a life coach or something like that. But actually, I'll pull up the definition. A spirit guide in Western spiritualism is an entity that remains as a disincarnate spirit to act as a guide or protector to a living incarnated human being. So it's like not a physical person or thing. It's like a spirit or higher self that's supposed to guide you and help you make certain decisions, and they're supposed to be there to help you. Some people believe that there's one that sticks with you your whole life from when you're born, and then some people believe there's spirit guides specifically for different aspects of your life, like relationships and your job and stuff like that. All these kind of categories where you would need help making decisions in. It was a really interesting video. She spoke about how when she was younger she met her spirit guide. Their names are like Salt and Pepper or something. You can go watch her video if you want and come back here. But she said like there was an issue that her mom was having one time where she asked her spirit guides to help her, and they were able to give her some kind of answer that had to do with like tax papers and stuff like that, and it was actually what the mom needed to do. So like there was no way that she as a kid could have known that, so she really believes that they were her spirit guides. Anyway, so I'm just basically telling you about her story, but I feel like this is going to be really anticlimactic. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I'm just going to keep talking. So I was scrolling through the comments and Oh wait, let me go back. Okay, so the second half of her video I forgot to mention was how you can get in touch with your spirit guide. So she talks about how they're there to help you and they don't want to scare you, so they're not just gonna like pop up out of nowhere. Basically, they can give you like subtle signs here and there, and if you are open to it, that was like the biggest thing that she was emphasizing, is that you have to be open to it and like be ready for it, and then they will give you some kind of hint that they're there helping you. And if you let your ego get in the way, then they won't show themselves, I guess. something like that. I'm not explaining it right. So she also mentioned that there are some people who literally talk with their spirit guides, like they can actually hear them as voices, or sometimes they'll have like a journal open and they will meditate, and then when they're done meditating they'll see like words written on their journal that they don't remember writing, and it has like all these answers on them, which is really like crazy, but like, I don't know. Anyway, mine wasn't that crazy. So then I was scrolling through the comments and I saw people talking about their experiences, or how they were either too scared to try to reach out to their spirit guide, or they have reached their spirit guide. So there was this one comment that I saw where this person wanted to test it out. So they thought of the first thing that came to their mind, and it happened to be a dragonfly. And she said that she actually tried to come up with something else because she figured there aren't any dragonflies near where she lives. Like, what are the chances she's gonna see one? So her ego is getting in the way and trying to like come up with something more likely. But then she was like, no, dragonfly was the first thing that I thought, and she settled on that. Like a few hours later, she was eating lunch outside and there was a dragonfly like hovering right above her head. So I read that and I thought it was really interesting. So I figured, what can it hurt? I'll just let myself think of the first thing that comes to my mind, and whatever, I'll give it a little try. Before I even started thinking of something, the first thing that came to my mind was a ladybug. I don't know why, maybe it's because she just thought of a dragonfly, but I didn't want to start changing it around because they said the first thing that comes to your mind. I saw an image of a ladybug, so I just went with it and I focused on ladybug, and I was just thinking about it in my head, seeing the picture of ladybug. And I said, like, very coherently in my head, if I see a ladybug today, fine, maybe it's a sign of a spirit guide, but I'm not gonna see a ladybug because I live in the city and I'm not even around, like, nature, and there's no way, like, I've never ever seen a ladybug in the city. Never. Not that it's not common, it's just, like, I don't even spend that much time outside. The most I thought is like maybe I'd see a dead one somewhere, but I really thought it's like really unlikely for me to see a ladybug here. The bottom line is I thought of a ladybug in my head, I pictured it, and I said in my head, if I see a ladybug today, it can be a sign of my spirit guide. Not that necessarily I'll believe it, but maybe it'll work, who knows? But I really didn't believe it. So obviously you know where I'm going with this. A few hours later, I already forgot about it at this point, and I was with my parents, and we were actually looking at a wedding venue because I'm getting married. So we were walking on like a sidewalk area next to a pier, and there was like a parking lot and stuff like that. Buildings, like it wasn't at all like a park or nature. I was walking, I'm literally like getting chills thinking about it. I don't know why it freaks me out so much because it's really not that weird, but like I feel really weird talking about it. I was walking on the sidewalk and I looked down on my jeans, there was a ladybug. And it was just like casually walking up my jeans, like trying to get on my shirt. I literally stopped walking and I just stared at it, and I like left my body for a second because I was so freaked out. Like my mom was like, Danielle, like you could just like flick it off. It's just a bug. Like I'm sitting there like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And my mom's just like, it's not a big deal, I'll do it for you. And I'm like, no, like you don't get it. Like I literally had to collect myself for like 10 minutes because I was just processing what I was seeing. When I think about it objectively, like it's really not that crazy. Like a bug is on me, whatever. But like the fact that I thought about it earlier, if I see a ladybug today, it can be a sign of my spirit guide. And I was reading about it and I literally didn't think I would even see one. Just like seeing one like over there, like a dead one on the floor, not walking on me. Like I didn't even imagine that I could see one walking on me. Like what? And I've been living in this city for 5 years now. I've never had a ladybug on me. What are the chances that the one day that there's a ladybug walking on my leg is the same day that a few hours earlier I was thinking, if I see a ladybug today, it's the sign of a spirit guide. Like literally my stomach dropped and I was like looking around me like, someone's watching me, this is really creepy. So that was probably a blue balling story. I'm sorry if you were expecting more, but I mean, a couple other weird things were happening, but it's not related to that. I guess if that was kind of anticlimactic, I can add a little bit more to it. Basically, yesterday night, no, 2 nights ago, my toilet clogged up. Unnecessary information. And it was really late at night and I didn't have access to a plunger at that time, so I just closed the lid of the toilet and I was gonna take care of it the next day because I'm lazy. I remember very clearly I closed the top of the lid and then the next morning it was up. I don't know who did that. No one was in my room. I don't know, unless my cat like moved it up. I don't know who did it, but that was weird. Oh, and also the thing with the toilet happened twice. It happened another time when I closed it again and then I came back and it was up and there was no one else that did that. I don't know, is that creepy? I don't know, but that was one thing. Then last night I went to bed pretty late. I know the TV was off because I wasn't watching TV. I never turned it on. I never even touched the remote. I didn't even know where the remote was. I was watching Netflix on my phone actually, which is stupid, but I don't know, I like to watch it on my side while I'm falling asleep. But anyway, when I woke up this morning, the TV was on and it was like on Netflix. I never touched the TV. I never turned on the TV. I never touched the remote. There's no way from my phone I could have like turned it on to the TV. Like I don't have one of those like phone remote things. I don't know what happened there. I woke up and the TV was on. Hey guys, okay, so I'm editing this and I just wanted to add a little update. So the night after I filmed this video, I actually purposely left the TV on overnight because I had just seen a scary movie. I just saw Annabelle in theaters and I was a little spooked out, so I wanted to leave the TV on. Sometimes I like to do that to keep like, you know, just to have something playing in the background with a little bit of light. And then in the morning, the TV was off. I never shut it off. Like, I have no memory of shutting it off. And my TV isn't one of those TVs that shut off when it becomes idle. It actually has a different idle screen where it says Samsung, like, floating around. I'll put a video in right now, but you can see the TV is still on. It just has, like, the logo of Samsung popping around. But it definitely doesn't shut off if it's idle, so I don't know who shut it off. Like, you have to actually press off. Again, I don't know, maybe my cat's doing it, but like, it's just really weird that one night I wake up with my TV on and then the other night my TV's off. Anyway, back to the video. So, I don't know if that adds a little more weirdness to the story or not. You probably think I'm crazy. I don't know, I just figured I'd do something different and talk about something that I've been thinking about lately and I've been reading about because I don't know anything about all this spiritual stuff, and I literally, everything I know is from Hailey's channel and other people's channels that I've watched after that. I've read some stuff online too, like I've gone on Reddit and read people's stories and stuff. It's just really interesting. So have you guys had any experiences with this kind of stuff? Let me know in the comments. Actually, please tell me your stories because it'd make me feel a little better. I know this is supposed to be good though, right? It's a spirit guide. They're supposed to be helping you. So I shouldn't be scared. But also, if I think this stuff is real, that means you also have to think like the bad stuff is real, which I don't want to think about it. So maybe I'm not ready for all this stuff, but I don't know, I can talk about this stuff a lot. It's just really interesting and it's entertaining. I wonder what's real and what's not real, but I don't know. So what do you think about my ladybug story? Do you think that was a sign from my spirit guide? Or do you think it was just a ladybug randomly walking on me and coincidentally being the same day that I thought about seeing a ladybug from my spirit guide? If it's a coincidence, it's a pretty damn big coincidence. Like, my mom is not into this kind of stuff, and when I explained it to her why I was freaking out so much, she was like, that's really weird. Like, she thought it was really weird. Yeah, my brother is not into this stuff either, and I told him about it, and he was like, I don't believe you. Like, no way, that's not real. Yeah, and it leads to a lot of really interesting conversations, because every time I talk to people about it now, it always ends up into some, like, trippy conversation where we're all robots. So that's all of the story that I have for you today. Clearly, I'm not a natural story timer. If you thought this was interesting, please give it a like and subscribe. Maybe I'll do more story time talking type videos in the future. I don't have very many stories and I'm not a very good storyteller, but if you like them, maybe I'll do more and then maybe it'll help me get better at talking. Anyway, give it a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the ladybug story and let me know if you've had any similar experiences, and I will see. Okay, I literally never know what to do with my hands here. I will see you in my next video. I'm about to go see a horror movie right now. I don't know why I do this to myself.